Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and as usual, thank you so much for all the love on the past couple of videos. I really appreciate all the comments, all the likes, and all the subscriptions. It really does mean the world to me, and I've been loving doing this, loving the community. If you do enjoy the content, please do drop a sub, and please hit the little notification button. And on top of that, if you do enjoy this video, please do like it. Let's get right into this. This is from the Golden League this weekend. If you haven't been watching it, please do check it out. This is the third round. We have Vortex over here in the blue on the right-hand side as the Malians, and we have Lenok as the Chinese in the red. Now, Vortex has been absolutely slaying the game, one of the Spanish bros. He is a top 3 player currently, and we're going to see if he can defend that title at the current moment. And we have Lenok, who's been playing pretty well, still like a top 20 player, so super high level gameplay. Now, we do see the Chinese versus Malians on Dry Arabia, which is not the normal matchup you would normally see on the ladder, but this is because in Golden League, they eliminated the top 4 civilizations from each map. So English was banned from everywhere, surprising absolutely no one. Delhi was banned from a lot of places. We had a lot of bans on the HRE. So just like making so that we saw some variety, which is very nice. Now, in this matchup, in Conqueror and above, I'll pop it up on the screen right now. The matchup is 56% in favor of China. So we'll see if Vortex's Malians can live up to the hype. I see a lot of Sofa play out of him with the backline of either archers or javelins. So we'll see if that's the kind of same route that we kind of take. And as for Lenok and the Chinese, we've been seeing a lot of late game, a lot of mass Shuganu from B. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of where we go from here. We have the Imperial official doing their job, taxing everyone and making it so that they collect this food a little bit more efficiently. And over here we have a plethora of sheep, a little herd going on. We have 9 coming in, rolling in to be created. And just a little drop off. Small things that the pros do that a lot of other players don't do. Just that cancellation right there that allows the sheep just to go herd out over here. We have a squad going over to do stone. Nope, it's a fake out. Trade network, which looks like it's within range of the trade. So you can always see where if they're going to go for trade or not. Because if they position this trade network over by the gold to protect it, it probably means they're not going to go for too much trading or right away. This pretty much shows you that they're going to be that Vortex is going to be going for trade with the Malians pretty quickly. We'll interested to see what Lenok decides to respond with it. Now, the community has been trade's been a pretty highly contested topic these days, honestly. We went over it a little bit in our last video and the last commentary of the pros. But my stance is I think we got to fix a trade trick before we can really get any really compelling data. I think it's a bit overpowered early on, and I think some of the people don't like it because it forces one sort of gameplay, like one sort of response, similar to what happens in StarCraft 2. If you don't counter it, you will lose, which is always a really tough mechanic to have in a game. So I do see I see all sides, and I will also say as a English main I am now converting. I have not decided. I might be doing Malians now. I've not officially decided yet. But as a horrible English main, I also understand that there's other things that are also very broken in this game. So I'm not going to sit here and just say that. And I think also overall, I have an absolute blast playing it, which means that I think it's in a pretty good spot overall. But I think there could be definitely some use making some small adjustments. So let's get the trade trick fixed, which is, if you don't know, if you build markets over here, then the trader almost instantly gets a full return, which makes it so that trade is almost always going to be worth it and almost always going to be valuable, which is really a tough mechanic as well to have in a game when there's no consequences for this backline trade, which I think is also another thing. Because if they had to trade this way, it would at least be counterable. It's pretty tough early on, especially for late game civilizations like the Chinese, to counter this right off the rip. They're not really a civilization designed to do early pressure. They can, for sure. They can adapt, but they're not the best for it. So it's one of those things where It's a very tough dynamic. I don't really. I think it's one of the. I think it's you got to really appreciate how the developers work in this kind of way. Is this a Warrior Scout? Yeah, Warrior Scouts. So let's move on from trade. Let's just hope the developers really do a good job, and they have done a great job so far. So I have all the faith that they can figure this out. And I'm sure lots of the pros, I think BC mentioned it, that the pros are helping out as well. So I'm sure they're going to get this fixed. Another thing that probably needs to be slightly tuned are these Warrior Scouts. I don't know if they're tuned, but they are monsters. They heal outside of combat. They absolutely ruin people's day. They trade well into pretty much everything because of their healing ability and their ability to move around. And honestly, they're just spooky. They can take out civilians, and there's the trade, there's the market trick. So it's kind of tough to see. I understand what the pros are talking about in this case, but it's going to be a good case study, right? So I'm going to have to cast games that this kind of happens, and here we go. You can kind of see, you can see it firsthand, and we can kind of go from there. I can only do so much with the things that I have, and the games that I see, if this happens in the highest level of tournament, then it's going to happen to you in the ladder, so at least you can be prepared for it. So again, if you scout that this tower, this Saharan Trade Network is back here, know they're going to be going for trade, knowing that you have to do something about it. I will also say you're going to have to deal with some Warrior Scouts on the Malian front, and they're going to be annoying as hell. As you can see, these little spearmen over here doing some protecting, knowing that this is probably the most accessible civilian line that Lena currently has, with this Barbican up here doing the protecting up front for the gold, and this wood line. Alright, so we're going to have to see a response soon from Lenok, because this, and there's another toll outpost. I mean, this is not going to be good if this gets up and running quickly at all, because I don't know how. You're going to have to do some pressure soon. We do see some units coming out. We have 3 Chuganu and 7 Hardened Spearmen. So the response is nice. We're just going to have to see if that response can come in quick enough to kind of do the damage it needs. So we can see, let's see if we can see one that pops out from here. So you guys can see the full trade trick. And voila, it goes right here. Boom. Instantly picks up its stuff and now is going back. So all it has to do is make one trip across the map, just one, and it pays for itself. That is the part that people are struggling with. So we'll see how the developers decide to deal with that. On the other front, let's see how Linux decides to deal with this game, because you're going to have to deal with it. It's in the game. They're not patching it anytime soon. So learn to adapt and learn for the signs. That's the best thing we can do at the current moment, just like with any game. Ooh, we have a little bit of cheeky play with these Warrior Scouts. Been seeing interesting, a lot of the pros have been streaming. I've been seeing a lot of people really moving out. Oh, I like this aggression from Lenok. We have 3 archers and a few sofas popping out for Vortex to kind of play defense. We do have the upgrades coming down for, I believe, this tower. Yes, for the arrow slits to make it even more of a sizable force. Vortex base is very nicely laid out right now, so all the stuff is right in here, so it's in range of the TC. It's also protecting the back end from the Sahara Trade Network, and this is your palace guards over here, just hanging out, just guarding the trade line, because they know if they can keep this traders going even for a few minutes, they're going to be worth it, and it's going to do super well. So I love the early aggression here by Lenok. That's kind of what you have to do. But these sofas are already coming in hot, and this army needs to, I think, stay together and wait for these stragglers to kind of show up. That's also a very hard part of... Ooh, gets 1 trader, which is good. That's also the hard part of the back end trade, is that it's hard to reinforce, and right as I say that, well, these Chugnu are absolutely ripping apart those Warrior Scouts, so that's going to be full health in no time. So this is the hard part, right, of this, is that you have to wait for your army to get all the way over, and obviously the defender is right next door to their barracks and their production facilities. Leenock kind of playing his own toll road, kind of sitting in the middle. These traders getting absolutely slaughtered. But this is sizable force here from Vortex. We do have 17 Chuganu on the field, but they're in clusters, right? They're coming in and they're stopping a little bit farther away. Make sure Leenock to bring these bad boys over. So we're gonna have a little bit of a battle going on. Yes, as you can see, Vortex sees like that. That's the issue, is that they're seeing that these stragglers are coming over, and now we have this giant army rolling into this. Hopefully get these spearmen in time. Ooh, is able to save it. Nice micro there by Leenock. And we're gonna have an absolute battle, which is good. You know what? It's one of those fun things. Oh no. Okay, that one spearman be like, yo, I got you guys. Don't you even worry. Against what? 6 sofas. So as predicted, we have the Chuganu coming out for Leenock, and we have the mass archer strat behind the sofas as the front line. But both players playing super well. This trade was, I think, 2 traders were killed. 2 traders were killed, so it's not enough damage done. So we're going to have to see what Leenock has in mind. I don't think the Chinese can really trade that well, so that's not really an option. I think the only option is to really... I do like this, the add-in of some horsemen to kind of come and just hopefully take out a few of these. But this ball is going to have to attack soon, because the longer this goes on, the worse it's going to get. But as we wait, we patiently wait here. I don't really know what to say at the current moment, besides that we just have to patiently wait. There's no other things going on. Ooh, we got a little deer going down. Look at that. I love how fast the Chinese build too. It's so cool. It's so satisfying to watch. These deer... Only the one. I guess they were pretty much reduced to nothing. We have an absolute force coming out. 25 Chuganu, 19 spearmen, 7 horsemen. We have 29 archers on this side and 9 sofas. So this is going to be really good. I do like Leenock's composition into this, but I do just think that Vortex is going to come out the other side because this trade's been going on for so long. And these archers are going to absolutely throttle these hardened spearmen. And this is not what you want. You never want to be running away like this from this many archers. Because if you've ever played the English or anyone with archers like the Abbasid, it's so hard to run away. You just get picked off and annihilated. We do have this really nice tower outpost here from Vortex. And look at this. We have a full-on engage. They've stopped the micro. They're like, we're just going all in. It's not ending super well. All the spearmen are dead, which means the Chuganu are going to be dead. There's still 9 sofas up due to this +1 damage, and that's it. I mean, this isn't a golden league, so I think it's going to go on for a little bit longer. I think Leenock's going to try to make it to the next level. But that engage was pretty much cooked. The archers did their job. They had their +1/+1. They absolutely ripped apart that front line for Leenock, and these sofas are so tanky, and they absolutely evaporated the rest of the Chuganu, which is a very heavy investment. These Chuganu, they also cost gold as well, so eliminating 20 Chuganu is a ton of gold. I believe that would be 600 gold if I can quickly math it. Yes, I think that is correct. It might not be, and that's because I'm on the spot, and I apologize if that's not correct. Now these sofas can be diving away. This Barbican, no cares at all. A little bit of overextension. Don't think we need to go that far in without the archers right there. But this Barbican can provide enough defense to hold this off. Leenock going to be looking to spend some resources. Are they going to look to go to Castle Age? It looks like that is the solution. Because we have a lot of gold coming down, and we have a lot of floating resources. So now we're at the 1200, 1400. That's all we need. We have a wall going down here. Is Leenock going to try to start to trade? Because that'd be a little bit too late. Or they want to prevent the wraparound. But I'm assuming it's going to be trade, because that's why they walled off this entire thing. We have these sofas coming down. Going to catch out these civilians, which is not good at all. Oh no. Goodbye, sweet prince. It's been fun. There it is. We have the clock tower going down for Leenock, looking to get some nest of bees coming down to help prevent this archer mass, because if they do get a few good shots, I mean, it can change the tide of the game. But 13 sofas running around is not what you want to see as Leenock. I mean, not the best. That was a bit of a miss micro there. I will say in like that platinum to gold range, you can definitely pick off a ton of soldiers and of units. If you just walk up to them, shoot them with some archers, and then lead them back in, sometimes you can get a lot of value that way. I've been winning a lot, and just by kind of making those good trades. That you do not run that over there. You're not gonna make it in time. No, do not make it. Oh, they made it in time. They called me a liar, but I will say everyone stopped burning it for some reason. So I feel like I'm not a full liar. I feel like that was a user misclick, a user error by Vortex, who is 10 times the player I am. Just want to be very, very clear. So they could make a million errors, and they could actually probably have a delay of 8 minutes, and I'd still probably lose the game. So just 8 minutes, that's ambitious, but you know what I mean. We have all sorts of upgrades coming down for Vortex, both in Castle Age. We have a 1,000-point lead over here, which is not looking good. This trade's been untouched for a long, long time. Look at that gold. Absolutely disgusting levels. Has more gold coming in than I believe Leenock has every single resource coming in, which is why people, I think, are a little bit hesitant on this trade. This is a replay to pretty much show just how hard it is to kind of deal with. When you have more gold coming in than all of your opponent's resources, and you have this many markets, you can buy whatever you want and pretty much do whatever you want. Which is why you see lots of upgrades coming in for these sofas. They're at now, is that 3 defense? Where is his blacksmith? We have, where is it? Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going in for a battle. I'll find it later. But look at all these upgrades. Oh, +2 range defense. So the sofa just meaty. We have just dive in the Barbican, diving for those nest of Vs, because that's the only thing that's going to change the side of this battle. We have one back here. We have two. We have one running away for its life. Now safely positioned in the middle. Finally getting some pot shots into the archers. As you can see, if the nest of Vs do end up firing, they can obliterate this archer ball. But I think there's just too many sofas in the front line. Still 10 sitting, diving the town center. We do have these hardened spearmen coming out, providing a pretty solid defense, but there's 2 nest of bees going down. Oh, it stays alive for one more time. Can it get another shot on this archer mass? Excellent micro, though, by Vortex. Look at this spread out. Learning that command is super important in these fights. It just makes it so this formation is so brutal. Look at this. Donzos are coming in, and the Sofa's kind of backing it up with the almost infinite resources on the back end for Vortex. 1,600 food and over 2,000 gold coming in. This is an absolute obliteration. This Barbican doing as much as it possibly can. Oh no! Leenock not protecting those. Oh, he was able to get it off. Another shot coming in, absolutely ripping apart the back line. But these Sofas have made their way into the nest of bees. One more. Whew. By an absolute sliver. Would love to see some civilians pulled off to fix this. There they come. Doing the best they possibly can. But the nest of bees do change a ton. And the Barbican back up. Nest of bees, another shot. They do absolutely nothing to the Sofas, but they do a ton to the back line. 26 archers, 9 Sofas are in production, which is absolutely mind-boggling. We have the level 2 range defense. We have this entire wall going down, but no trade on the other side for Leenock. We have over 3,500 gold per minute coming in for Vortex, which means essentially every trade's a good trade at this point for Vortex, because the more you just throw at the problem, you can just buy your army back up. It's kind of like having a standing mercenary army that you can just throw away in real life. Imagine if you could do that as like the Romans or the Greeks. You could just be like, oh, we'll just pay a mercenary army to just keep trading essentially into your into your city state until we take it over. It's absolutely nuts. Vortex is playing this so well. Pop cap there for a half second. Now back in business. Also has tons and tons of gold coming in from their pit mines, and now the Sofas are let free. I was questioning what that Imperial official was doing. Sir, you were managing a mine that had nothing on it. I think that was an example of quiet quitting right there. Technically doing something, but not really. So rolling into this clock tower, that's where the only problem that could really happen for Vortex is coming in. Look at this menacing wave of blue coming in from the far right. We have 2 Nest of V's and some Shuganu back here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The absolute army is rolling in. These sofas are going to get onto the Nest of V's and onto all these Shuganu, and they're doing a valiant effort to protect the homeland, but it's not working out well for them at all. There's the last couple of shots, and this should be GG. I wouldn't be surprised if we get it typed in the chat. And there it is. Very, very well played by both sides. Let me know in the comments what you think of trade. Is it overpowered? Is it just in a good spot? Do they need to fix the trade trick? Do they need to fix behind the base trade? Let me know what your thoughts are. And again, thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate all the nice comments. Hopefully I can continue to make the content that you guys want to see. And if you did enjoy, please do drop a subscription, hit the notification button. And then if you really do like this video in particular, drop that like. It means the world to me. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.